Bienvenidos. Welcome to Spain on Fork. Once again, I hope that you're doing the best that you can out there. Stay strong, stay positive. Before you know it, this huge mess will be behind us. Anyways, today we have such a great episode and an even better recipe. We're making homemade spinach flatbread with a saffron and garlic yogurt sauce. Guys, this is where simplicity meets extraordinary. This dish has so many amazing layers of flavors. It's so healthy and it's made with the most basic pantry staples like the ones I told you guys to stock up on in this video right here. Now, speaking of the ingredients to make the yogurt sauce, make sure you use some high quality saffron. Don't use the budget or imitation stuff here. The saffron is what gives this dish that magical flavor. You know, here in Spain, saffron is such a staple ingredient in any pantry, and it should be in yours as well. Saffron adds such an amazing flavor to any dish, and it's such a healthy ingredient. Get yourself a tin of the one that I use, link in the description box below. We're gonna begin by making our saffron garlic yogurt sauce. I'm gonna add 2 cloves of garlic that I finely minced into a mortar. Pinch in half a teaspoon of high quality saffron threads and pound down on the mixture until you form a paste. Then I'm going to add in 1 container of Greek yogurt at room temperature. This equals exactly half a cup of Greek yogurt. Squeeze in half a teaspoon of fresh lemon juice and pour in 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. We'll season with sea salt and a generous portion of freshly cracked black pepper. And I'm going to whisk this all together until it's perfectly combined. Once you end up with a beautiful and creamy yogurt sauce, it's ready to go. I'm going to cover it with some saran wrap and set it aside. Okay guys, our yogurt sauce is done. Let's move on to the spinach flatbread. I'm gonna grab a large frying pan, heat it with a medium heat, and add in 2 tablespoons of water. 1 minute after adding the water into the pan, I'm gonna add in 2 cups of fresh spinach. This is the bad kind. If you prefer, you can use frozen spinach here as well. And place a lid on the pan. After steaming the spinach for about 3 minutes, I'm going to remove the lid and mix the spinach around. As you can see, everything's nice and welted, but it's not overcooked. At this point, I'm going to remove the pan from the heat, transfer the spinach into a sieve, and using the back of a spoon, push down on the spinach to try and remove as much of the excess water in the spinach as possible. Once the spinach is well drained, transfer it into a cutting board and finely chop it. For the next step, I'm going to add in 1 cup of all-purpose flour into a large bowl, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of fine sea salt. And mix the dry ingredients together, that way they're all evenly divided. Then I'm going to add in the chopped up spinach, pour in 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, and a 1/4 cup of water. And start mixing this, that way all these ingredients can start coming together. After 1 minute and I'm starting to develop a dough here, I'm going to get in there with my hands and start mixing it with my hands. Just kind of fold it together. The most important thing here is making sure that all these ingredients are perfectly combined. We're trying to make a compact dough here. And just knead it inside of the bowl for about a minute to assure that all these ingredients are perfectly combined together. Once the dough is well combined, I'm going to shape it into a ball. Next, I'm going to sprinkle some all-purpose flour on some parchment paper, add the ball of dough in there, and cut it into 4 evenly sized pieces. And shape each piece of dough into a circular form. And for the last step, I'm going to shape each piece of dough into a circular design that's about 1/8 of an inch. I like to do this with my hands. If you prefer, you can use a roller. And in all honesty, the design here of the flatbread doesn't really matter. You just want the thickness of it to be similar all around. That way when you cook them, they all cook evenly. All right, let's start cooking our flatbreads. I'm gonna be using the same frying pan that I used to steam the spinach. I'm gonna heat this with a medium heat, and we're gonna heat it for about 3 minutes before we start cooking the flatbreads. 3 minutes after heating the pan, I'm gonna start cooking the flatbreads one at a time. You only wanna go about a minute per side. This will ensure that they fully cook through, but that they're nice and soft. And as you finish each flatbread, transfer it into a plate and brush it with a kiss of extra virgin olive oil. And continue to cook your flatbreads until they're all done. Again, guys, you only want to go 60 seconds per side on a medium heat. This will ensure that they're fully cooked through, and it's going to give them a beautiful soft texture. Once you're done cooking all your flatbreads, let's plate our dish. I'm going to transfer the flatbreads into a serving board. Grab our saffron and garlic yogurt sauce and transfer it into a bowl. And place it next to the spinach flatbreads. Our dish is done. How beautiful did this turn out? Let's give it a try and see how it tastes. Seriously, I cannot wait to try this. Here we go. First things first, that flatbread, the texture of it, wow, it just kind of melts in your mouth. Perfectly cooked, just a minute per side, guys. Perfectly cooked through, beautiful soft texture with that spinach, wow. And then you dip it into that saffron garlic yogurt sauce, and both of them together, it's seriously like a symphony of flavors in here. That yogurt sauce got a bit of kick to it because I added 2 cloves of garlic. If you don't like that much kick, just add in 1 clove of garlic, guys. Either way you go. This is such an insane dish. This is truly exquisite food using the most basic ingredients. This is the kind of dish you go to a very expensive restaurant, pay big bucks for. You guys can make it at home. So easy to make, done in under 30 minutes. Really quick before I go, I'd like to give out a quick shout out to one of my patrons, Jesper Halloum. Again, Jesper, thank you so much for all your support. I truly appreciate you. It's thanks to people like you and the rest of my patrons why Spain on the Fork continues to move forward. If you're not a patron, consider becoming one. Helps with ingredients and equipment to continue making videos like this. You'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment, and if you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.